We have good weather as this one gets set to start on turn ahead the clock night. Oral Hershiser, who knows how to turn that clock both back and forwards, set to throw the first pitch. And set to describe it for you, here's Bob Murphy.
All right, Gary, thank you. Yeah, Oral's been moving that clock around for a lot of years now. Al Martin, the left fielder, is the leadoff batter. And Hershiser's first pitch is outside and low, ball one. That's won last night 7-5, a very exciting finish. And a high fly ball, pretty well hit to left field. Back goes Ricky to the warning track. It may go, and it's gone for a home run. A leadoff home run by Al Martin. For Martin, his 15th home run of the year. What a way to start a ball game. And the Pirates are in front 1-0. That's a Ricky Henderson specialty.
Ricky watching the ball fly out. He has done that more than anybody else in the history of the game. But Al Martin's got legitimate power hitting number one in the batting order, and he starts off the game with an opposite field home run.
It's good if your leadoff batter has some power. You sometimes will get a quick lead. So it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Abraham Nunez, the shortstop, a switch hitter. Batting left-handed, tries to bunt and pulls the bat away in time. 1 ball and no strikes. Now Hershiser looking into Mike Piazza. The 1-0 delivery, strike called in the inside corner. The Mets defensive alignment is brought to you by Medico Security Locks. Don't accept imitations. Ask for it by name, Medico. Line drive going to right field, base hit. So Nunez has singled to right. He takes the sweep around first and holds up. Not a real good start for Oral Hershiser. Back-to-back base hits, a home run, and then a single. And now the number 3 hitter, maybe the best hitter on the ball club, Brian Giles.
Oral was saying even after his performance in Montreal that netted him win number 200 that he has pretty much become a one-pitch pitcher. His sinker and very little else. And when that sinker is not working, Oral has had a tendency to get hit very hard. And that has certainly happened with the first 2 hitters up.
The other leadoff home run against the Mets this year was Ricky Henderson leading off against Britt Tomko. And Al Martin had a leadoff home run against Masato Yoshi. So that's the second time he's done it against the New York Mets. Brian Giles, the hitter, the pitch inside and low.
8th time in his career he has hit a leadoff home run, so he's only 67 behind Ricky.
That's all. Ricky just has 75. Matt Franco playing first base tonight with Edgardo Alfonso at second. Ray Ordonez at short, and Robin Ventura is at third. The pitch to Brian Giles, a slider inside and low, 2 balls and no strikes. For Hershiser to be successful, he has to have that good sinker. He's a sinker-slider pitcher. And when he's on top of his game, you'll see 1 ground ball after another. The Mets have a dream infield to work behind a sinker ball pitcher. Towering pop-up on the right side of the infield. Looking for it is Matt Franco. Fonzie calls him off, and Alfonso makes the catch on the edge of the right field grass. So 1 man away. In the outfield tonight, Ricky Henderson in left, Roger Cedeno in center, and Benny Agbayani is in right. The catcher is Mike Piazza. The cleanup batter is first baseman Kevin Young, a genuine power hitter who hit his 15th home run last night. He hit a tremendous shot to left field. He has 65, runs batted in. Now throw to first by Hershiser. Oral is 10-7 with a .487 earned run average. The National League batting .277 against Oral Hershiser. And a fastball just missing. As you would imagine, over 17 years, Hershiser has pitched a lot of times against the Pittsburgh Pirates. His career record against Pittsburgh, 14 wins and 9 losses. 1-0 pitch on the way. Is inside. He falls behind him. 2 balls and no strikes. Mets and Pirates have played 4 games this year, with the Mets winning 3 and the Pirates winning 1. While the Mets are playing the Pirates, the Atlanta Braves are at home playing Milwaukee. And a slider outside low, ball 3. 3-0. On a couple of occasions this year, we have seen Oral Hershiser, with that sinker not working, get into serious trouble very early in the game. He's behind 3-0. Swing and a foul ball. Hit it over toward the visiting dugout. Mets are wearing their turn the clock ahead uniforms here this evening. The uniform shirts are black and gray. Regular white uniform pants. Kevin Young is having a very solid year. The Pirate first baseman hitting at .316. 15 homers and 65 runs batted in. Hershiser working from the stretch. And a 3-1 pitch. Bounced foul again, this time over the dugout roof. So the count is full at 3-2. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, contact your local RE/MAX office. No one in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Mets have their infield looking for a double play. Center fielder Roger Cedeno maybe a stride to left center. We'll keep an eye on the runner, Abraham Nunez, at first base and see if he is running. He probably will be. Count 3-2. The runner edging away. There he goes. The pitch. Too high, ball 4. And Hershiser has walked Kevin Young. So the Pirates trying to get off to a big start here tonight. They have a run in on leadoff batter Al Martin's home run. Now they have runners on first and second. With only one man away, and the batter is Ed Sprague, the third baseman. Sprague has home run power. He's hitting at .299 with 18 home runs and 61 runs batted in.
This is a good offensive team. The Pirates have actually scored more runs this year than the Mets have.
They have a team batting average of .273. They have 105 home runs. They're traveling at a Pirate home run pace. A record fastball strike call to the inside corner. Orel Hershiser slowing himself down here, trying to will himself through this first inning. That obviously is pretty hairy for him right now. First and second, the number 5 hitter at the plate, that's Ed Sprague. And Hershiser looks the runner back at second. Swinging a foul ball hit down the third baseline, no play. Jack Lynn coaching third, the ball goes in behind him. Final game of this series, a very early day game tomorrow. The first pitch tomorrow at 12:10. And the newest New York Met, Kenny Rogers, will be on the mound. Thursday is a day off for the Mets. It's a travel day. They'll be flying to Chicago. Now the pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tell you what, with the start tomorrow at 12:10, Kenny Rogers might well be advised to leave early tonight and go home and get some sleep.
Might be a very good idea, especially if this turns out to be a long ball game.
The way it's starting, it might just be.
1-2 the count on Ed Sprague. Ray Ordonez at double play depth, but shaded over toward the hole on the left side of the infield. Strike 3 called. He got him. Ed Sprague is caught looking. That's a big one for Orel Hershiser.
Well, Orel has not been throwing his curveball very much lately. He threw that one beautifully over the inside part of the plate, and with his sinker not really sinking early in the game, he may have to go to that curve to try and get some people out.
Here's a very exciting rookie. The second baseman for the Pirates, Warren Morris. He was a terrific college player at LSU. And the way he's putting up numbers, he'll have a chance at being the Pirates' first ever Rookie of the Year. He's batting .309. He has 9 homers and 54 runs batted in. Ignores a fastball outside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Right now the Pirates are 3 games under .500. They've been as high as 5 games over, and they've also been 5 games under. Right now they are 3 games under. Pitch to Warren Morris. He held on the swing. Did he go around? They check it out. Yeah, he did swing. The third base umpire is Joe West, who had the plate last night. Now it's 1-1 on Warren Morris. He won a national championship for LSU by hitting a 2-run homer in the last of the 9th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, the game last night, the finish of it was so exciting. There was so much tension. It looked like the Mets were going to blow what had been a big lead. At one time, they were ahead 7-2. They wound up winning 7-5, a terrific save for Turk Wendell. And he loops one into the air, moving back Ventura. He's got it, and the inning is over. So 1 run comes in on Al Martin's home run. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left on base. In the middle of inning 1 at Shea Stadium, the Pirates won, and the Mets coming to bat. Chris Benson, Benson, is only 3 years out of Clemson College. The Pittsburgh Pirates made him the #1 draft pick in the entire nation. He has had only 2 years of minor league baseball. And now here he is with a record of 7 wins and 8 losses, an earned run average of 5.07. He has terrific stuff. So if he's having a good night, he'll be a very difficult pitcher to beat.
First time the Mets saw him, he pretty much stymied them for the first 4 innings of the game, and then they got to him later on in the 6th inning. But he is a very tough pitcher with good stuff, and they say he's got a great head on his shoulders as well.
He's 6'4". He's that tall, lanky right-hander that you like to see. Rickey Henderson will lead off for the Mets. Rickey hitting at .319 with 8 home runs and 23 RBIs. Rickey has just been blazing with that bat. He's been tearing it up. Over the last 23 games, Rickey Henderson is batting over .400. Only one team in the major leagues at this moment has won more games than the New York Mets, and that's the Atlanta Braves. They've won 61. The Mets and Yankees both have won 60 games. Now the windup by Chris Benson at the young right-hander's first pitch. Line drive right to the shortstop, Nunez. 1 man away, 1 pitch thrown. Rickey was ready, and he lined it to shortstop. On the infield, Kevin Young at first, Warren Morris at second, Abraham Nunez at short, Ed Sprague is playing third. With Al Martin in left field, Brian Giles in center, and Brant Brown in right field. The catcher, the former Cincinnati backstop, Joe Oliver. Pirates had as good a catcher as anybody in baseball in young Jason Kendall, who's out for the year with an injury. And a fastball over for a call strike. Then their backup catcher, Keith Osik, got hurt, and they acquired Joe Oliver from Tampa Bay. The 1-strike pitch. Edgardo Alfonso takes a strike call to the outside corner. Fonzie, over the last 16 games, is hitting at .406. Among the league leaders in many categories, base hits and multi-hit games. The 2-strike pitch on the way. Got him, strike 3 called. With 3 pitches, Chris Benson strikes out Edgardo Alfonso. Newsday presents International Week, August 6th through the 11th. Friday is Hispanic Night, sponsored by Budweiser. On Irish Night, adults get a green Mets cap from 1-800-Mattress. The festivities continue with Jewish Heritage Day on Sunday, Asian Night on Monday, African American Night on Tuesday, and Italian Night on Wednesday. Matt Franco playing first base for John Olerud tonight, and he takes outside 1 ball and no strikes. Franco is hitting at .255 on the year, but at a much better pace than that recently. He can throw hard. That's a fastball strike of the outside corner. Going to be a pretty good turnout tonight here at Shea Stadium. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a curveball low inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chris Benson was a real standout pitching at Clemson. 3 outstanding years of college baseball. Then only 2 years in the minor league, and now he's in the rotation for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's when you've picked well and spent your money well on a first-round draft choice. 3-1 the count on Matt Franco. Mike Piazza will be up next. Most young players with a lot of talent will have a good night and maybe a bad night. Ground ball hit hard toward the hole, base hit going into right field. So Matt Franco hit a hard grounder. The diving second baseman Warren Morris had a little bit of glove on it, but not enough to make the play.
Looked like Morris was going to get there as he left his feet on the outfield grass, but the ball then hit the lip of the grass just as it came off the infield dirt and took a big hop over his glove, and that cost Morris the chance at the plate.
Now Mike Piazza, the best cleanup batter. Mike hitting .359 over his last 16 games. Piazza has 20 homers and 65 runs batted in. Facing the hard-throwing right-hand pitcher, and Benson's pitch on the way, curveball, and he swings and misses.
Bob, fascinating news just came down. The Umpires Union today has dropped its plan for mass resignations.
I'm not surprised by that somehow.
Well, they had so many defectors from the ranks.
Yep.
I guess it was just a matter of time before they dropped the whole idea.
The National League seemed to stand behind the Union much stronger than the American League.
Definitely.
And the pitch to Mike Piazza, outside and low, a breaking ball in the dirt. He has thrown 2 breaking balls to Piazza.
Well, now that Richie Phillips' grand plan has failed, I wonder what he does next.
That was a grandstand play if you ever saw one.
Well, I'll tell you what, the umpires realized that it was not such a great idea, and they were defecting in droves.
Those guys, they have pretty good jobs that they're about to throw away. Here's the pitch on the way to Piazza, straight called over the outside corner. Pretty good looking fastball there by Chris Benson. Pittsburgh in front 1-0, and Al Martin leadoff home run. Piazza waiting for the tall right-hander. And the pitch on the way. Laced foul deep down the right field line. And it goes into the crowd in the right field corner. So the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kenny Rogers will make his debut with the Mets in the day game tomorrow. Mike Piazza will get a day off tomorrow, and Todd Pratt will catch Kenny Rogers in the game that starts at 12:10 here at Shea Stadium.
Should be a whole lot of day campers in the crowd tomorrow.
Todd Ritchie will be on the mound for the Pirates. He's done very well. He's 9-7 on the year. Former Minnesota Twin, but still a young pitcher. The pitch to Piazza. Half swing, did he go around? They want it checked out. He held in time. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mike Piazza. The Mets have won 6 in a row. They have won 12 of their last 15 ball games. They are only 1/2 game behind the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are the only team in Major League Baseball with 61 victories. The Mets and Yankees have 60. And a throw to first base is not in time. If somebody had said to you in spring training, when you get to August, the Mets will have as many wins as the Yankees, would you have believed it? That's what's happening. Maybe. Still have a few days to go. Waiting on a 2-2 pitch. And Piazza swings and tops one foul. It rolls slowly over toward the New York Mets dugout. Mike has had 3 or 4 infield hits in the last 10 days. They play as deep on the infield as they can, so if he takes that big swing and just tops a slow roller, he's got a chance to beat it out. And we've seen him do that about 4 times in the last 10 days. The runner on first base is Matt Franco. 2 men away here in the first inning. The pitch by Benson and a towering infield pop fly. It'll carry into shallow left center. Nunez going out, called off by Brian Giles. Giles makes the catch, and the inning is over. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Chase Manhattan Bank. The right relationship is everything. And the pitch on the way to Brant Brown, strike cold on the inside corner. He faked it a bunt. Brant Brown, left-hand hitter. And a breaking ball that's in the dirt goes to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 game in the National League this afternoon. It was in San Francisco. Mark McGwire hit his 37th home run and now leads Sammy Sosa by 1. But the Giants won the ball game 2-1. Way inside on a pass, pull a hard slider. 2 balls and a strike. Kirk Reeder was the winner. Kent Bottenfield took his 4th loss of the year. He's 114. High fly ball hit pretty deep to left center. Back goes Ricky Henderson. Right at the edge of the warning track, he makes the catch. We pause for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Major League Baseball umpires won't walk away in September, but the American and National League still prepared to send letters to some umps accepting their resignations. Details later on WFAN New York.
Bob Murphy with Gary Cohen. We are in the second here at Shea Stadium on Turn the Clock Ahead tonight. And the pitch on the way is high inside to the veteran Joe Oliver, the big catcher. Pittsburgh was just desperate for catching. Both of their catchers got hurt. First it was Jason Kendall, who suffered that badly broken right ankle, and he's out for the year. Breaking ball over. Then his backup Keith Osik got hurt. So the Pirates got a hold of Tampa Bay and picked up Joe Oliver, who caught for almost a 10-year period for Cincinnati. High foul fly coming back into the stands, out of play. And he caught for some pretty good Cincinnati clubs. A club that won a world championship. Joe Oliver batting just .154 since joining the Pirates. Check that for the year. He's hitting .385 with the Pirates. And the 1-2 delivery just missed the outside corner. Oliver has 5 for 13 since he joined the Pirates. No home runs and 1 RBI. Orel Hershiser hoping to win his 11th game of the year. And he just missed that outside corner, knee high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Cubs are playing in Montreal tonight, and the Cubs lead 3-0 in the 4th. Terry Mulholland pitching against Dustin Hermanson. A home run by Glenn Allen Hill. Ground ball toward the hole, cut off nicely by Ventura. Turns and throws in time for the out. So 2 up and 2 set aside. The Florida Marlins got 6 runs in the first inning tonight at Philadelphia. Alex Fernandez pitching for the Marlins. Randy Wolf, who took the start with a record of 5-1, gave up 6 runs in the first inning. Milwaukee leads Atlanta 1-0 after 1 inning. Hideo Nomo, the former Met, pitching for Milwaukee. And a swing and a foul ball, no play. Kevin Millwood pitching for Atlanta. Hideo Nomo is about 9-2 on the year. Houston plays a night game at Colorado. Jose Lima goes for his 14th. Brian Bohannon for his 10th. Bouncing ball slowly hit, racing in Ray Ordonez. Now he'll throw on the run, and he's got him. So they're down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. In the middle of the second at Shea, the Pirates 1 and the Mets nothing. Sean Green has extended his hitting streak to 25 games, and a foul ball hit down the right field line by Robin Ventura. The Red Sox lead Toronto 3-0 in the second. But Sean Green extended his hitting streak to 25 games with a first inning single. John Olerud holds the Toronto club record with 26 straight. And the pitch to Ventura, off-speed pitch and a very effective-looking pitch, but it was inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Anaheim Angels have lost 11 in a row. Tonight they have a lead 4-1 over Tampa Bay after 3 innings. Inside and low, taken by Ventura. Robin hitting .287, 18 home runs, and a club-leading 76 runs batted in. Now the 2-1 delivery. Ground ball right side of the infield. Warren Morris grabs the build high hop, throws on to first for the out. So Ventura has been thrown out, 1 away. It'll bring up Benny Agbayani. Benny had 2 hits and 3 RBIs in the victory last night. Anaheim leads Tampa Bay 4-1 after 3. Steve Sparks and Mike Callaway pitching. Texas and Baltimore tied 2-2 in the second. Albert Bell has hit his 25th home run. Aaron Seeley against Mike Mussina, a 13-game winner. Seattle plays at Kansas City. Jeff Pissarro and Kevin Apier, 2 names being bandied about as trades, are the pitchers. Ground ball hit to short by Agbayani. Snagged by Nunez. The long throw got him. So very quickly 2 up and 2 set aside. And Benson is looking quite sharp. Oakland is in Minnesota. Tim Hudson pitches against Joe Mays. Now here comes Roger Cedeno. Cedeno hitting .314. 2 home runs. They both came as a right-handed batter. And 25 RBIs. Cedeno, the National League and Major League leader in stolen bases. Roger has 52 stolen bases. And the windup by Chris Benson. And the young right-hander starts him off with a fastball just missing. 1 ball and no strikes.
Cedeno's stolen base pace has slowed, mostly because you can't steal first base, and he's been having trouble getting on base the last 10 days.
Yeah, he's been in something of a cold streak. Everybody has them. The 1-0 delivery. Bunted, but it's right straight back toward the mound. Benson grabs it. Throws to first. Close play, but he got him. So Cedeno, trying to bunt his way on, is thrown out by Benson, the pitcher.
Martin hit his home run to the opposite field over the left field fence, his 15th of the year. And Orel Hershiser's first pitch, knee-high fastball for a strike, 0-1. Martin now has 8 leadoff home runs in his career. 2 of them have come this year. and both have come against the Mets. The only 2 leadoff home runs the Mets have allowed this year. The 0-1 pitch to Martin in the dirt, skipping away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Al Martin last year suffered through a miserable season. In fact, he lost his starting job. He had became the 4th outfielder for the Pirates. He hit just .239 last year, but he's rebounded with a terrific season. Martin hitting at .295. He's already outstripped his home run total from last year when he hit only 12. The 1-1 from Hershiser, pulled on the ground, foul outside first, down past Joe Jones, the Pirates' first base coach. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Martin, then Abraham Nunez and Brian Giles here in the top of the 3rd. Oral Hershiser bidding for career victory number 201. And doing it wearing a Mercury Mets jersey. The 1-2 pitch, hit on the ground to second base. A roller gathered in by Alfonso, tosses to Franco, and Martin retired 1 man down. Well, after a shaky start, which saw Hershiser give up a home run and a single to the first 2 batters to face him, later walk a hitter in the first inning, Oral has rebounded to retire 6 Pirates in a row. Here is Abraham Nunez, the shortstop. Nunez grounded a single to right his first time up after going 0 for 5 in the game last night. He bunts toward the third baseline, picked up by Ventura, barehanded, throws to first in time. Ventura was charging almost before Nunez squared to bunt, and Nunez laid down a beautiful bunt. It was straight and right along the line, but Ventura was so quick with his charge that he made that an easy play. He threw out Nunez by a healthy 10 feet at first base.
It was like he had that one figured out in advance.
That's exactly right, almost like a linebacker anticipating a play. Ventura knew right along that Nunez was going to bunt, and he threw him out easily. 2 out and nobody on. Here's Brian Giles, and he takes a curveball high from Hershiser, 1-0. Giles popped up his first trip. Last night, Giles had a pair of doubles, and he came to bat in the 9th inning with the bases loaded and 2 out against Turk Wendell, and Wendell got him out on a ground ball for the final out of the game. Curveball taken low, 2 balls and no strikes. Giles coming over to the Pirates this year from the Cleveland Indians, where he did not have a job. The 2-0 pitch on the outside corner, a strike, 2-1. That Cleveland team so laden with great hitters in the outfield, DH, first base, the places that Giles could play. There just was no room at the end, and the Pirates are thrilled to have him. He leads them in home runs with 21. Ground ball hard outside first. Foul ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow in Newsday, could an appeals court decision place a huge financial burden on half of Long Island's taxpayers? Can internet filters help keep you from overspending? And why is Bobby Valentine looking over his shoulder? Newsday, it's where you live. Pick up Newsday tomorrow. I didn't know that he was.
I didn't know that either.
We'll have to read Newsday tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch to Giles. Line drive towards second. Retreating Alfonso makes a leaping catch, side retired. Alfonso took 3 steps back and timed his leap perfectly to pull on the line drive by Giles. That ends the inning. 8 in a row retired by Hershiser. Home 3rd inning, Mets down 1-0. Ray Ordonez leads off against the good-looking rookie right-hander Chris Benson. And the pitch to Ray, fastball, call, strike, 0-1.
Do you feel like you're home watching Star Wars or something?
Well, I'll tell you what's most intriguing about this turn ahead the clock night. Every time a Mets player comes up, they flash his picture up on the Diamond Vision screen.
With horns.
The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Well, they've done computer generation of the photos and turned the Mets into a bunch of aliens of different description. And I'll tell you what, I hope the guys like it. 0-2 the count to Ordonez. The pitch coming from Benson and a slider outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ray went 0 for 4 last night. He now has just 3 hits in his last 36 at-bats. He topped out at .303 about a month ago. Ray is now hitting .257 for the year. The 1-2 from Benson. Fastball hit on the ground to the right side of the infield. Easy play for Morris. He tosses to Young. And Ordonez retired 1 away. Mets are going to have a tough time cracking through against Chris Benson. This is a talented young right-hander who seems to have his best stuff here tonight. And the Mets have just 1 hit thus far over the first 2 1/3 innings. And they have not hit anything hard yet. This game is brought to you by OmniPoint, New York's premier 100% digital wireless service. Call 1-800-BUY-OMNI for more details. And a slider in for a strike to Oral Hershiser, 0-1. Oral has 6 hits this year, a .162 batting average. Now the right-hander winds. The 0-1 to Hershiser. Lifted foul off to the right, out of play, 0-2. Orel Hershiser's always been a very good hitting pitcher. His lifetime batting average is .206. What's amazing, though, about Orel is that he has never hit a home run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside 1-2. You would think a pitcher who has hit as well as Hershiser had for his career would have, by accident, hit one along the way.
He's 0 for 17 years when it comes to home runs.
The 1-2 for Benson. Ground ball foul. It came off his body. Orel has now had 778 lifetime at-bats. In his last start, Orel not only won his 200th game, he also stole a base. First Met pitcher to steal a base in 8 years, adding to his resume. The 1-2 to Hershiser. Line drive left center field. That's a base hit for Hershiser. Moving over toward the gap to play it is Al Martin. Hershiser takes a turn and holds on at first with the Mets' second hit of the night. Hershiser's 7th hit this season. That's as solidly as the Met has hit the ball tonight. And it comes off the bat of Hershiser. 1 out and 1 on. Here's Ricky Henderson. Be sure to show up at Shea Saturday, August 7th for Irish Night. All adults 21 and over at the 7:10 game get a green Mets cap courtesy of 1-800-MATTRESS, the original dial-a mattress. Be here as the Mets take on the Dodgers and stay for the post-game concert by the Irish rock band Black 47. Mets and Dodgers Irish Night here at Shea Saturday, August 7th. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX or visit the Mets website at www.mets.com. Henderson lined to short his first trip, and he tries to hold the swing one around on a slider away. 0-1. Ricky was 0 for 4 in the game last night. A rare 0 for these days for Henderson. Since the All-Star break, Henderson's on-base percentage is a startling .532. The 0-1 to Ricky. And a call strike on the inside corner. Nasty slider by Benson. Benson's been throwing fastballs, sliders, and curves, and he's been able to throw them all for strikes in the early going tonight. 1-0 Pittsburgh. We're in the bottom of the third.
He keeps this command to be hard to beat.
Morris and Nunez pinch toward the middle, hoping to turn two. The 0-2 to Henderson. And it rides inside, clicks off the bat handle, deflects off the catcher Oliver, and Oliver, a bit shaken, does a little bending of his right knee, and the home plate umpire Angel Hernandez walks the ball out to the mound to give Oliver some extra time. Before the game tonight, Mets starter Bobby Jones threw a simulated game. Bobby threw 2 innings, about 50 pitches. And Bobby Valentine commented after what it was the best that Bobby Jones has looked in a long, long time. Jones went down in May. He was expected to be out 2 weeks, and he's endured setback after setback ever since. Mets are now hoping to have him back before the end of August. The 0-2 to Henderson, low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When he comes back, I guess Bobby will have to go to a 7-man rotation.
Well, that's not particularly likely, but it's a problem the Mets would be thrilled to have. Bobby Jones got off to a very good start this year. He won his first 3 decisions, but then that arm started aching. And he only made 9 starts before he went down. The 1-2 to Henderson. Curveball grounded toward third. Short hop by Sprague to second for 1. Morris on to first. Not in time. Henderson beat the relay. Nice short hop pickup by Ed Sprague, and he got the 5-4 force on Hershiser. Henderson beats the relay to first, and the Mets have a runner at first with 2 out for Edgardo Alfonzo. Steve Jacobson, Sean Powell, John Ed Howard, and the award-winning Newsday sports team give you complete baseball coverage every day. Get the latest inside scoop, complete stats, and exclusive reports you'll find only in Newsday. When you talk to Bobby Valentine, you get the impression that he's not quite sure when he will strip down from 6 starters to 5. Of course, a lot depends on what happens between now and Saturday. Saturday night at midnight is the trading deadline, and you never know what Steve Phillips might come up with. Steve has said publicly he wants very badly to add another relief pitcher, but you never know what you might use as trade bait. So until the trading deadline comes and goes, the future of the Mets rotation, everything else is a little bit in doubt. Fastball, call strike to Alfonzo, 0-1.
He'd have to be very careful and think an awful lot about trading any of his own relief pitchers away.
No, he wouldn't do that. But he might trade a starter.
He might.
That's a possibility. You don't like to necessarily give up a pitcher because things happen. Throw to first not in time. And
you can't trade anybody off of that dream infield.
Well, you're not going to trade a starting player off this team, but there are guys on the periphery that you could, and if you got a good enough deal, you could trade a starting pitcher, throw to first not in time. I contend that this team could really use a power-hitting outfielder, but I don't think management feels that way. I think that they feel as though their outfield is solid enough. But you don't see teams win too often with outfielders that don't hit any home runs. Here's the 0-1 to Alfonso. Curveball, line drive, off the glove of Sprague, trickling to the edge of the outfield grass, and runners are safe at first and second. Sprague reached out to his left and got his glove on that ball, but could not hold it. And we'll see how they score that for Alfonso. He hit it hard. Sprague would probably tell you he should have had it. They'll give him credit for a base hit. So Alfonso picks up his 127th hit of the year. And the Mets have 2 on with 2 out for Matt Franco. Matt had a base hit his first time up. A ground ball through the hole on the right side. Matt had been in an 0-for-9 skid before that base hit. Left-hand batter against the right-hand pitcher Benson. The pitch, fastball, letter high for a strike, 0-1. Matt Franco making only his 14th start of the year. 14 starts in 102 games. And only the second time he has started at first base this year. 4th game that Olerud has not started. Bonilla started 2 of them at first base, and now Franco has started the other 2. Benson with the 0-1, and a curveball bends in for a strike. Boy, he's had a couple of good breaking balls in this game. He's had the slider working, and that big curve that just has a great sharp break on it.
Gary, Bobby Bonilla has really looked good during batting practice the last few days.
Now what happens?
I don't know. The mystery deepens.
Well, at some point, perhaps he goes out on rehab, but he hasn't been able to run very much with that knee. The 0-2 pitch to Franco in the dirt, 1-2. Bobby Valentine and Steve Phillips won't say it, but you can't see a scenario where Bobby Bonilla is going to play for this team.
No, I don't think so.
But the Mets would love to send him out on rehab. They could probably get him through waivers with no problems at all, so they could trade him after the deadline if anybody had any interest at all.
I think you'd probably have to pay most of his salary in order to move him.
I think that's a given, yeah. 1-2 to Franco. Runners lead first and second. Benson deals, and a curveball just misses the outside corner. Boy, this kid is impressive. Franco was frozen pizza, and he was fortunate that ball didn't break over the plate. This kid's got 2 good breaking balls, a big overhand curve and a sharp breaking slider to go with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That is a load to have to contend with when he's throwing them all for strikes. Here's the 2-2 to Franco. Fastball grounded to shortstop. Nunez handles it, makes the underhand flip to second. Close play, he's safe! Alfonso beat it out, and the bases are loaded. Great hustle by Edgardo Alfonso. It was a routine ground ball to short. Ricky Henderson did his part, moving from second to third. He lingered in front of that ball to try and throw Nunez off, and Nunez stayed back on the ball. Then he made an exaggerated underhand flip to second, and Alfonso flat beat it. And the Mets have the bases loaded with 2 out, and Mike Piazza coming up.
Is that hustle by Alfonso, or is that hustle? Terrific play by Fonzie.
They will score that a fielder's choice. And now the Mets get a huge opportunity. The inning should have been over. Piazza fly to center his first time up. Benson deals. Ground ball to third. Grabbed by Sprague. He'll go the short way to second for the force play. And that retires the side. So on 1 pitch, Benson gets Piazza to ground into a force play and gets out of big-time trouble. 4th inning, 1-0 Pittsburgh. Kevin Young leads off against Oral Hershiser. Young drew a walk in the first inning, the only man Hershiser has walked so far. Since then, Oral's retired 8 in a row. And a breaking ball way inside goes all the way to the backstop. Young did a great job to get out of the way and avoid being hit. 1 ball and no strikes. Ed Sprague on deck, and then Warren Morris here in the top of the 4th. The Pirates 1 run and 2 hits. The Mets no runs and 3 hits. Mets caught a big break in the bottom of the 3rd, but could not cash it in. The 1-0 pitch to Young, low outside, and Hershiser behind 2-0. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Newsday. It's where you live. This afternoon, the Giants beat the Cardinals 2-1. Kirk Reeder bested Kent Bottenfield. The 2-0 pitch tries to hold the swing. Young went around. 2 balls and 1 strike. In that game, the only St. Louis run came on Mark McGwire's 37th home run. He takes over the Major League lead, 1 more than Sammy Sosa. And that was career home run number 494 for Big Mac. Hit in the air along the right field line. Long run toward the corner for Agbayani. That ball is going to be in play. Bouncing up over the wall. A ground roll double for Kevin Young. Young, a right-hand hitter, sliced that ball right into the right field corner. It bounced on the warning track and hopped over the wall for Young's 31st double of the year. Craig Biggio leads the National League with 41 doubles, and Young is second with 31.
Benny Agbayani was playing so far over to right center, he had no chance at all to even get close to that.
So it's a leadoff double for Kevin Young, and Ed Sprague the batter. Sprague took a call third strike his first time up. The pitch by Hershiser and a slider away. 1 ball, no strikes. So Mark McGwire now has 494 home runs. That moves him into 16th place all time, ahead of Lou Gehrig, who had 493 in his career. 500 is looming. Low outside, 2-1. Last year here at Shea Stadium, early in the season, Mark McGwire hit his 400th career home run. And this year, barring major injury, he will hit his 500th career home run. No one has ever reached those milestones in back-to-back years. Looped in the air, shallow center field. Racing over is Cedeno. He won't get it. It drops a base hit. Young had to hold up. He'll go to third and stop there. And the Pirates have runners at the corners with nobody out. Sprague hit that ball right down off the end of the bat. Didn't hit it hard, but he dumped it into shallow right center in front of the on-rushing Roger Cedeno. So now Hershiser already down 1-0 as a big mess. First and third and nobody out. Warren Morris coming up. We'll pause for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
The U.S. beat Mexico 5-1 in Pan Am Games baseball. U.S. needs to finish in first or second to advance to the 2000 Olympics. Listen to Imus in the Morning tomorrow from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on WFAN New York.
Gary Cohen, Bob Murphy with you from Shea Stadium in New York. Warren Morris takes low from Orel Hershiser, 1-0. The Pirates lead the Mets 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth. And Pittsburgh has runners at first and third and nobody out. Warren Morris had a weak pop-up to third base his first time up, and Morris has been hitting. .371 over his last 33 games for the rookie second baseman. The 1-0 lashed foul off to the left out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chicago leads Montreal tonight 4-0. They're now in the bottom of the sixth. Terry Mulholland working on the shutout. Dustin Hermanson for the Expos. Glenn Allen Hill homered for Chicago. Florida got 6 in the first off the rookie left-hander Randy Wolf. And the Marlins lead the Phillies 6-0 bottom of the third. Alex Fernandez pitching for Florida. Atlanta and Milwaukee tied 1-1 in the fourth at Turner Field. 1-1 to Morris, up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Kevin Millwood going for his 12th win for Atlanta. Hideo Nomo 9-2 pitching for the Brewers. They're 1-1 in the fourth. Mets are a half game behind Atlanta starting play tonight. Houston and Colorado later on. Jose Lima goes for his 14th win. The Astros bid for their 6th win in a row. They have been red hot. 2-1 pitch, lifted foul down the left field line out of play, 2-2. Arizona will be in San Diego. The Diamondbacks got a great pitching performance out of Armando Reynoso last night to shut out the Padres. They led the Giants by a half game going into play today. Right now, those teams are in a flat-footed tie pending Arizona's game tonight. Andy Bennis against Woody Williams at Jack Murphy Stadium tonight. Cincinnati's at Los Angeles. Brett Tomko against Chan-Ho Park. The 2-2 to Morris. Ground ball to shortstop. Should be 2. Ordonez to second 1. Alfonso to first. Close play. He's safe at first base as a run comes home. And the Pirates have a 2-0 lead. Morris just barely beat the relay to first base. Ball was hit slowly by Morris, but it looked initially as though the Mets would turn 2. They did not. Young comes home to score anyway, and it's 2-0 Pittsburgh. Give Morris an RBI, his 55th of the year. That's the most of any National League rookie. So a run is in. Morris at first with 1 out, and Brant Brown is the batter. Brown, a left-hand hitter, fly deep to left his first trip. And he takes a knee-high pitch, just missing. 1 ball, no strikes. In the American League, Maglio Ordonez has hit his 22nd home run of the year off Orlando Hernandez. And the White Sox lead the Yankees 1-0 bottom of the second. James Baldwin going for Chicago. Yankees have won 6 in a row. Brown takes outside, and Hershiser behind 2-0. Cleveland scored 8 runs in the second inning off Dave Borkowski. And the Indians now lead Cleveland 9-3 in the bottom of the fifth. Jim Thome and Richie Sexson with home runs. Charles Nagy going for his 12th win for the Indians. 2-0 the count to Brown. Franco holds the bag at first against Morris, who takes a medium-sized lead. And a foul ball back into the crowd. 2 balls and a strike to Brown. Showdown in Toronto. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox battling it out for the wild card lead. Toronto has a 1.5 game lead starting play tonight. And the Blue Jays have a 5-3 lead over the Red Sox as they play the 4th inning. David Wells going for his 12th win. Brett Saberhagen for Boston. Sean Green had a base hit. Now has a 25-game hitting streak. Up and away to Brown, and now Hershiser behind 3-1. Joe Oliver, the number 8 hitter, on deck. It's been a struggle for Hershiser in the 1st inning and again here in the 4th. In between, he retired 8 batters in a row. Alfonso and Ordonez are rated double play depth. The 3-1 pitch to Brown. Outside ball 4, and the Pirates have 2 men on. So Hershiser issues his 2nd walk. 2 hits and a walk for the Pirates here in the 4th. They already have a run in. And Joe Oliver will be the batter. Oliver grounded out to third base his 1st trip. Anaheim leads Tampa Bay 6-4. They're in the bottom of the 5th. The Angels trying to snap an 11-game losing streak. Garrett Anderson has a 2-run homer, his 16th. Steve Sparks, the knuckleballer, trying to get things righted for the Angels. Mickey Callaway started for Tampa Bay. 6-4 Anaheim in the 5th. It was 6-1. The pitch coming to Oliver. Ground ball to second. That should be 2. Alfonso to second 1. Ordonez jumping throw to first. A high throw, but Franco off the bag to make the tag. And the side is retired. Great takeout slide by Brant Brown. Ordonez had to jump over him. His throw was bad, but Franco bailed him out. 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. Ventura grounded to second his 1st time up. And Benson delivers. Hit hard toward the hole right side. Base hit. Going through into right field. So Ventura swinging at the 1st pitch. Thrown in the 4th inning. Grounds a single to right. First time the Mets have had the leadoff man on tonight. Their 4th hit off Chris Benson. It'll bring up Benny Agbayani. Seattle and Kansas City. No score bottom of the 2nd. Jeff Facero against Kevin Appier. And Oakland playing in Minnesota. No score bottom of the 3rd. Tim Hudson against Joe Mays. Couple of impressive rookie pitchers. Agbayani grounded to short his 1st time up. Benny had a big night last night with a couple of hits and 3 RBIs. He is rebounding after a month-long slump. The pitch by Benson and a breaking ball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Benson's been able to throw a strike with his curve and his slider anytime he's wanted to. He has had a very impressive night so far. And a throw to first, and Ventura is back to the bag.
The best thing he's done as far as he's concerned, he got Mike Piazza out with the bases loaded.
Mike swung at the 1st pitch, hit into a routine force play. Here's the 0-1 to Agbayani, and he checks his swing, takes a slider low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Roger Cedeno waiting on deck. If you missed it earlier, the Major League umpires have collectively all dropped the idea of resigning. Now, the leagues have to decide whether they will indeed allow them to drop the idea of resigning. Major League Baseball was kind of thrilled at the concept. The 1-1 to Agbayani, fastball inside, 2-1.
I have to believe there will be quite a few new umpires on the scene next year.
Well, that's what Major League Baseball has wanted all along. They've wanted to centralize the umpiring operations rather than having the leagues in charge, and they've wanted the ability to let go the underperforming umpires. And I think that's what the umpires were afraid of more than anything else. Short lead for Ventura at first. The pitch to Agbayani. Ground ball back to the mound. Snared by Benson to second for 1. Nunez on to first. Low throw, but picked out of the dirt by Young, and they get the double play. 1-6-3. So Agbayani hitting the comebacker into the double play. 2 out and nobody on. And the Mets are having a very tough go against an impressive rookie pitcher, Chris Benson. The current issue of Rolling Stone magazine says that Rheingold Extra Dry is the beverage of choice for nightlife in New York City. Read about the best places to eat and drink in New York and Rheingold Extra Dry, the beverage of choice in New York. Cedeno tried to bunt his way on and was thrown out by Benson in the 2nd inning. Batting left-handed, the pitch and a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Roger now has just 3 hits in his last 25 at-bats. His batting average, which had been over 330, is now at 313. The 0-1 to Cedeno, tries to drop a bunt, fouls it off the third base side, 0-2. So Cedeno feeling as though the best way to get out of the slump is by trying to bunt his way on. Generally, if Cedeno can get it down, he can beat it out. But his bunt in the second inning was straight back at the pitcher. Mets have won 6 games in a row, matching their longest winning streak of the year. But tonight they're behind 2-0, bottom of the 4th. Benson with the 0-2 pitch, fastball away to Cedeno, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow we begin at 12:10 in the afternoon here at Shea. Kenny Rogers makes his Mets debut. He'll be opposed by right-hander Todd Ritchie. And Ed Coleman will get up early and bring you Mets Extra at 11:35 in the morning. Here's the 1-2 to Cedeno. Just misses the inside corner, 2-2.
That doesn't seem fair to Eddie Coleman to me.
You know what? It's a tough job, but I think he can handle it.
Oh, he can handle it. He can do it and do it well.
He will stifle his yawns and be there in full throttle. The 2-2 to Cedeno. Swing and a miss. He got him. Chris Benson fans Roger Cedeno. That's his second strikeout. Let's go to the 5th inning with Bob Murphy.
Chris Benson, the Pirate pitcher, swinging at a foul tip, strike 1. Benson batting for the second time. He bounced out short to first in the second inning. Pittsburgh 2 runs, 4 hits. New York no runs and 4 hits. Hershiser delivers. Ground ball hit down to third. The hop fielded by Ventura. The long throw got him easily. 1 out and nobody on in the visiting 5th inning. Mets Radio would like to recognize Anthony Van Amberg of Local 373 as the United Association member of the game. The United Association, making life livable for all Americans. Now the top of the batting order, the left fielder, Al Martin. He led off the game with a home run to the opposite field. He hit it over the left field fence. For Al Martin, his 15th home run of the year. His second time at bat, he grounded out. Al Martin, a left-hand hitter. And the pitch on the way. Good pitch by Oral Hershiser, and calls strike 1. Mets lead the Pirates 3-1 of the season series. Al Martin hitting at .293. Ground ball hit hard right side of the infield, handled by Matt Franco. The pitcher will cover, close race, out at first. Oh, what a foot race that was between Oral Hershiser and Al Martin. And Martin, I think, is out at first base.
He was out. Hershiser came very close to getting spiked as he hit the bag. Oral walking awkwardly and flexing his foot. And I think he might have gotten spiked by Martin on the way by.
He might have been stepped on a little bit there. They both got there at just about the same time. Hershiser's awfully good about the mechanics of baseball. He got off of that mound fast and got over there.
And he definitely got either bumped or spiked because he was grimacing as Martin went by.
2 outs and nobody on now in the visiting 5th inning. Here's the shortstop, Nunez. Switch hitter batting left, takes the pitch high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Nunez singled in the first inning. Tried to bunt his way on, and Robin Ventura threw him out with a very good defensive play in the 3rd. And again he turns to bunt. Takes the pitch high. 2 balls and no strikes. The Pirates are 3 games under 500. They've been as high as 5 over and as low as 5 under. The 2-0 pitch, low inside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. And a good hitter, Brian Giles, is waiting on deck. And the pitch on the way. He missed high. He walked him on 4 pitches. That is the 3rd walk now by Oral Hershiser.
And you have to immediately wonder whether Hershiser getting stepped on at first base had an impact on walking a light hitter on 4 pitches.
Well, if you're feeling some pain, it can sure mess up your concentration on the strike zone. Now here's Brian Giles to be stepping in. Giles hitting over 300. And he has power. He's hit 21 home runs. Former Cleveland outfielder. Pitch by Hershiser. Low outside, 1 ball and no strikes. In each of the last 2 years, Giles got quite a bit of playing time with Cleveland. But they have so much talent in the outfield in Cleveland. And the pitch on the way. Fly ball hit to left field pretty deep. Moving back, Ricky Henderson. Now he'll be under it. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. Ray Ordonez leads off the last of the 5th inning. Pittsburgh leading by a score of 2-0. Ground ball hit right at the second baseman. Warren Morris has it. Throws on to first, 1 man away. So 1 pitch and 1 retired. It's time for the U.S. Airways home run flyaway inning. Today's contestant is Jeff Cordula from Ocean Township, New Jersey. If a Met hits a home run of this inning, Jeff will receive 2 tickets to anywhere U.S. Airways flies in the continental U.S. Oral Hershiser takes his turn at bat. And it's inside, ball 1. Oral has one of the 4 hits collected by the Mets so far tonight. They are up against a 24-year-old right-hander, a former college star at Clemson, and he is really pitching impressively. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a 93-mile-per-hour fastball thrown by this lanky right-hander. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball inside high. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's mixing his pitches nicely, too. Or Hershiser, a better hitter than most pitchers. And the 2-1 delivery. Hit hard to the ground, but right at the shortstop. Nunez up, throws on to first. 2 men away.
Benson not only is getting out after out, he's getting tons of ground ball outs.
I'll say. What do you have, 8 so far?
Yep.
8 ground ball outs in less than 5 full innings. Top of the batting order for Ricky Henderson. Ricky reached on a force play of the 3rd, so he is 0 for 2.
You know, so much of the Mets offense this year has been dependent upon them getting on base via the walk. When they run into a pitcher like Benson who's throwing strikes, it makes it awfully tough for them.
Yeah, they use that walk to a great advantage. They're number 1 in the National League in drawing walks. Ricky Henderson, who does it as well as anybody, takes a slider off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes.
Back coming into the game, the Mets were on a pace to set a National League record for most walks in a season.
And the pitch to Ricky. Breaking ball, a strike called. So now he's ahead on the hitter with a 2-strike count. You have to say this young right-hander really looks good. He was a number 1 pick in the entire country. Breaking ball in the dirt, handled nicely by Joe Oliver. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Day game tomorrow concludes the homestand. Mets have a day off Thursday. They travel on Thursday going to the Windy City and play a weekend series against the Chicago Cubs. All day games. Pitching 1 and 2. Oh, that just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cookie Rojas coaching at 3rd. Mookie Wilson on the lines at 1st. Mookie holds the Mets club record for most stolen bases in a season. He stole 58. Roger Cedeno is getting pretty close to that. Ground ball hit toward the hole, fielded by Nunez, and the throw across the diamond in time for the out.
It's Kevin Young to lead it off. Young has walked and doubled. He scored a run. Right-hand batter, and Hershiser's pitch misses below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Kevin Young now has 31 doubles for the year, 2nd in the National League behind Craig Biggio. He hit his double into the extreme right field corner, and it hopped up over the wall for 2 bases. Came around to score on a fielder's choice, hit into by Warren Morris. Good crowd gathered here at Shea on turn ahead the clock night. And a pitch taken low, 2-0. If you're just joining us, the Mets and Pirates are wearing futuristic uniforms. The Mets uniforms say Mercury Mets on the front. The 2-0 pitch and a call strike on the inside corner, 2-1.
I'm sorry, Gary. I guess they're going to have a way of auctioning some of these uniforms off to raise money for charity.
2-1 the count to Young. Hershiser's pitch and a high fly ball hit to center field. Drifting back a few strides is Roger Cedeno. In front of the warning track, he makes the catch. That retires Kevin Young, 1 man down. Let's pause for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Major League Baseball umpires have dropped their plans for a mass resignation. Listen to Imus in the Morning tomorrow from 5:30 to 10 a.m. right here on WFAN New York.
Gary Cohen, Bob Murphy with you from Shea Stadium in New York. Top of the 6th inning. Pirates 2, Mets nothing. 1 out and nobody on. Ed Sprague the batter. Sprague has taken a call, 3rd strike, and flared a single to center. So he is 1 for 2. Hershiser's pitch ripped foul down the left field side into the front row of the stands. 0-1. We'll get you updated on the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Allstate Insurance. Giants beat the Cardinals this afternoon 2-1 despite Mark McGwire's Major League leading 37th home run. Kirk Reeder combined with John Johnstone on a 4-hitter. Reeder struck out 10. He's now 9-5. The 0-1 pitch to Sprague. Breaking ball outside as Sprague held up on the swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Florida got 6 in the first tonight. Marlins lead the Phillies 6-1. They're now in the 5th behind Alex Fernandez. The Cubs 4, the Expos 1. They're now in the 8th. Terry Mulholland working on that one for Chicago. 1-1 to Sprague, and it's in at the knees for a strike. A curveball from Hershiser. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Atlanta leads Milwaukee 3-2. They're in the bottom of the 5th. Andrew Jones a 2-run homer to put Atlanta in front. Jeff Jenkins homered for the Brewers. Kevin Millwood against Hideo Nomo. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and a breaking ball in the dirt. Piazza slaps a tag on Sprague to complete the strikeout. Second of the game for Hershiser, and both have come against Sprague. 2 out and nobody on for Warren Morris. Morris drove in the second Pittsburgh run when he hit into a force play in the 4th inning as Kevin Young came home. Houston and Colorado being delayed by rain. It'll be Jose Lima against Brian Bohannon at Coors Field tonight. Arizona will be in San Diego. Andy Bennis against Woody Williams. Hit foul straight back by Morris, 0-1. Reds and Dodgers in L.A. Brett Tomko against Chan Ho Park. In the American League, Yankees 3, White Sox 1. They're in the 4th. Orlando Hernandez against James Baldwin. Maglio Ordonez at his 22nd home run for Chicago. Cleveland got 8 runs in the 2nd inning. They lead Detroit 9-3 in the 6th. The 0-1 to Morris. Line drive down the left field line, slicing toward the line. It's a fair ball bouncing into the corner. Morris on his way to second as Henderson digs it out. And Warren Morris takes the turn and holds at second with an opposite field double. So Morris has his 16th double of the year. Tell you what, the Pirates have got 2 very impressive rookies. The pitcher Chris Benson, who has pitched a whale of a game so far, and Warren Morris, who might well be the National League Rookie of the Year. The Florida Marlins have a whole passel of candidates with guys like Alex Gonzalez and Preston Wilson and Kevin Millar and Bruce Avon. But Morris has driven in more runs than any rookie. He has the highest on-base percentage of any rookie in the league. Now the Mets are going to intentionally walk Brant Brown, a left-hand batter with first base open. And they'll pitch to right-hand batting Joe Oliver with 2 men on. This will be Hershiser's 4th walk of the game. It's an intentional pass to Brant Brown. There's ball 3 outside. So Brown, who has already flied out deep to left and drawn a walk, draws another one. This of the intentional variety. There's ball 4. And so Oliver will come up with 2 men on. Boston and Toronto have now gone to the 5th inning. The Blue Jays have a 7-4 lead. Willie Green a 2-run homer in support of David Wells. Sean Green extended his hitting streak to 25 games with a first-inning single. That's the longest in the American League this year, and just 1 shy of John Olerud's Toronto club record. Oliver has grounded into a double play and grounded out to third. He's 0 for 5 in the series without getting the ball out of the infield. First and second, 2 out. The pitch, and it's below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Anaheim trying to snap an 11-game losing streak, and the Angels lead Tampa Bay 6-4. They're now in the bottom of the 6th. Garrett Anderson a 2-run homer for the Angels. The 1-0 to Oliver, swing and a miss, swung through that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Texas looking for their 9th straight win, and they lead Baltimore 7-2 in the 5th behind Aaron Seeley. They're beating up on Mike Messina. Seattle and Kansas City, bottom of the 3rd, no score. Jeff Becerro against Kevin Appier. Toronto and Minnesota in the 4th, 2-0 Oakland. Pitch in the dirt. Nice backhand stop by Piazza to prevent a wild pitch. 2 balls and a strike to Oliver. In that game in Minnesota, John Jaha has hit a 2-run homer off Joe Mays. For Jaha, his 25th of the year. Oakland hanging in there. They're just 3.5 games behind Toronto for the American League wildcard lead. Right here, 2-0 Pittsburgh. We're in the top of the 6th. Morris at second, Brown at first, and 2 out. 2-1 the count to Joe Oliver. The outfield shallow and a step toward left. Oral Hershiser delivers the 2-1 and a curveball. Ball 3. Ball slips out of Piazza's hand as he was throwing it back to the mound, but he recovers. Well, I'll tell you what, that curveball looked like it sliced the heart of the plate. But Angel Hernandez said no, and now Hershiser behind on Oliver, 3 balls and a strike. The pitcher, Chris Benson, is out on deck, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if Hershiser walked Oliver, but it's certainly not what he has in mind. The 3-1 pitch, that's a fastball, call strike. 3-2 on Joe Oliver. So now the runners will be in motion. Morris at second and Brown at first will be on their way with 3-2 and 2 down. Pirates got a run in the first, a leadoff home run by Al Martin. They added a run in the 4th, and I'll tell you what, the way Chris Benson has been pitching tonight, Hershiser just can't afford to give up anything else. The Runners get set to take off. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball low, ball 4. And again, Hershiser's breaking ball came very close to being a strike. But again, Hernandez said no. 5 walks now for Hershiser. Bases loaded, 2 out, and the pitcher, Chris Benson, coming up. The pitching coach, Dave Wallace, goes to the mound to talk it over with Hershiser.
Nothing going as yet in the New York Mets bullpen.
92 pitches now for Orel Hershiser. That's usually about a full night's work for him. So you have to figure this is going to be his last inning one way or another.
Now, I'm sorry, Bobby Valentine is on the phone with Al Jackson now, so we will get some warm-up action for the Mets.
Well, Hershiser just needs to get through the pitcher here to get through the inning unscathed. He would have much rather had the pitcher leading off in the next inning, but it won't work out that way. Pat Mahomes grabs a baseball, and he'll begin to loosen up down in the Mets bullpen. So here comes Benson, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Benson has 6 hits this year, and he's driven in 4 runs, and he can certainly help himself right here. If he can get a base hit, he can expand on his 2-0 lead. Warren Morris is on third, Brant Brown at second, Joe Oliver at first. All this happening after 2 out and nobody on. Hershiser's given up only 5 hits tonight, but he's walked 5 batters. Orel will work off the stretch. Benson, a right-hand batter. The pitch traveling low and outside with a slider. 1 ball, no strikes. So Hershiser, rather than throwing his fastball, messing around, he threw a breaking ball on 3-2 to Joe Oliver. Now he's behind on Benson, 1-0. The pitch on the way. Fastball knee-high for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. It has not come as easily for Hershiser tonight as it did in his last start against Montreal. But then again, this is a much better hitting team. The Pirates have scored more runs this year than the Mets. They're averaging 5.3 runs per game, 5th in the National League. The 1-1 pitch, chopped on the ground toward third, ranging wide Ventura. He's got it. Throws on the move to first in time to get Benson side retired. Mets have only 4 hits off Benson, and they've all been singles. Benson has not walked a batter, and he's struck out 2. He's generated 9 ground ball outs over the first 5 innings. So Alfonso stands in. And Benson delivers to the plate. In at the knees for a strike, 0-1. They had quite a pitching staff at Clemson when Chris Benson was there. In the 1996 draft, Chris Benson was the #1 overall pick going to the Pirates. The 0-1 pitch to Alfonso. It's lifted in the air to right field. Circling in is Brant Brown to get under it. Now stationary, makes the catch. And Alfonso retired 1 away. In that 1996 draft, after Benson went #1 to the Pirates, the 4th overall pick was Billy Koch, who was Benson's Clemson teammate. Koch, a native of Rockville Center, went to the Toronto Blue Jays, and he has turned into a magnificent closer, throwing over 100 miles an hour for Toronto.
I don't think anybody throws any harder than Billy Koch.
It's one of the big reasons why the Blue Jays have played so well over the last month and a half. I'll tell you one of the other reasons is Tony Batista. Batista hit another game-winning home run last night for the Blue Jays. Here's the pitch to Franco, hit foul, backing out of play. Batista was acquired by the Blue Jays in mid-June. He has hit 13 home runs in a month and a half since joining Toronto.
That has been a terrific trade for Toronto. They sent Dan Plesac out west to Arizona.
Plesac has done nothing for the Diamondbacks. The 0-1 to Franco, swinging a foul ball back. And it's 0-2 on Franco. Matt is 1 for 2. He singled through the right side in the first inning. Grounded into a forced play. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the third. That was the play on which Alfonso beat the play to second base. Now Benson with the 0-2 to Franco. Just misses the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Piazza standing on deck. 2-0 Pirates. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Mets trying to keep their winning streak going, but they are having a tough time of it tonight against a very talented young right-hander, Chris Benson. The 1-2 pitch, fastball up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Franco. Getting the start at first base tonight with John Olerud's slump continuing. Olerud's gone 9 at-bats without a hit, and over the last 2 months he's hit just .254, very un-Olerud-like number, so he's getting the night off tonight. The 2-2 to Franco, swinging a foul straight back, and Matt hangs in there at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, if the Mets can just stay close, perhaps somebody will hit one out.
Early in the season, the Mets were up among the National League leaders in home runs. They have really fallen back. They're now 9th in the league in home runs. Again, the 2-2 pitch to Franco, and a high fly ball, deep right field, but playable. Back a couple of steps, Brant Brown, and Brown makes the catch for the second out. So 2 up and 2 set aside on fly balls to right, and Mike Piazza comes up with the bases empty. Are you ready for some salsa? Budweiser presents Hispanic Night on Friday, August 6th. Be here when the Mets take on the Dodgers in their only series at Shea this season. Then stay after the game for a concert by salsa sensation Victor Manuel. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX during business hours. Stop by the Mets clubhouse shops or visit the Mets website at www.mets.com. We have had merengue night. Salsa is on the way. Here's the pitch to Piazza. Fastball call, strike, 0-1. Mike had an opportunity to give the Mets a hefty dose of offense in the third. He came up with the bases loaded and 2 out. But on the first pitch, grounded into a force play, and that's been the only time tonight the Mets have had a runner past first base. Benson with the 0-1, a curveball low outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. International week, all week long when the Mets return home from their next road trip. And virtually every heritage in New York will be touched upon during that week. The 1-1 to Piazza, fastball call, strike 1 and 2. This being an ethnic melting pot, certain ethnic groups will be left out. We hope they will not feel offended. But they cover most of the bases. 1 and 2 the count to Piazza. Now Benson's pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Chris Benson strikes out Mike Piazza, his 3rd strikeout. He has now set down 8 Mets in a row. Jason Isringhausen warming up in the bullpen. And Martin smacks one in the air to deep right center field. Looking up is Cedeno, and it's out of here. Al Martin with his 2nd home run of the game. A bolt over the 396 mark in right center field. Martin's 16th home run of the year, and now the Pirates have a 3-0 lead. Well, Martin led off the game with a home run on the 2nd pitch thrown tonight by Oral Hershiser. He hit that one to left field in the 1st inning. This one he hit like a rocket to right center on the 1st pitch Hershiser threw in the 7th inning. And now the Pirates have opened up a 3-0 lead. And Abraham Nunez will be the batter. So Martin with a 2-home run game. He had been a struggling hitter coming into the night. He had hit just 156 over his previous 9 games, but Martin has had his home run swing going tonight. Abraham Nunez takes high 1-0. So Hershiser, who had given up only 8 home runs in his first 20 starts this year, has given up 2 tonight, both to Al Martin. And a high fly ball center field. Back goes Cedeno, going back toward left center, reaches up and he makes the catch. Cedeno was playing very shallow against a light hitter, Abraham Nunez, and he was able to retreat and catch that ball, still well shy of the warning track in left center. 1 out and nobody on. Brian Giles, the batter. Mets Radio would like to recognize Gary Harris of Local 373 as the United Association member of the game. The United Association making life livable for all Americans. Giles 0 for 3 in the game, takes a fastball low, 1 ball, no strikes. Giles has popped up to second, lined out to second, and flied to left field 0 for 3. The infield tilted around toward the right against the left-hand batter, and he takes a sinker low outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Isringhausen getting ready in the bullpen. Mets are wearing the futuristic uniforms tonight. The 2-0 pitch hit hard toward the hole, base hit going through into left field. That's how the infield swung around to the right, and Giles hit it through the hole on the left side of the infield. That's 7 hits for the Pirates off Hershiser. 1 out and 1 on for Kevin Young. Young has walked, doubled to right, and fly deep to center field, 1 for 2. On the backs of the uniforms the Mets are wearing tonight, they have the numbers in the traditional horizontal fashion, but the names are in vertical letters down the side of the back of the jersey. And Jason Isringhausen's last name simply did not fit, so they had to rework his jersey, and his name on the back of his jersey does not say Isringhausen. It simply says Izzy, because that fit. Can you imagine the problem the Mets would have had they had William Van Landingham on their staff? How do you shorten up Van Landingham? And have to put his name all the way down his leg. Here comes Dave Wallace out of the Mets dugout. That may be all for Hershiser. Isringhausen is loose in the bullpen, and a right-hand hitter, Kevin Young, coming up. Wallace walking slowly, makes the side of the bullpen, and that'll be all for Hershiser. And here comes Isringhausen, who earlier this season made his first Major League appearance of the year against the Pirates in a starting role back on the 24th of May in Pittsburgh. He got off to a very shaky start, giving up a 3-run homer in the first inning to Jason Kendall. Also gave up a home run to Warren Morris in that game. Isringhausen was sent down to the minor leagues after 5 starts. Now back and reincarnated as a relief pitcher. Kevin Young, the batter, takes a fastball strike, 0-1. And Izzy has done so much better as a reliever. He's a much more confident pitcher now, throwing just his fastball and his curve, and he's been looking outstanding. Last pitched against the Cubs on Sunday night here at Shea. Went a very effective inning, struck out a couple. And now making his 7th relief appearance. And a throw to first, and hopping back to the bag is Brian Giles.
Izzy's got a real Major League fastball. He can dial it up there to the mid-90s. And he looks good coming out of the pen throwing that.
Not only that, but he's been throwing the knuckle curve for strikes more consistently than we've ever seen him before. It's a dastardly pitch. Making the ball taken low, 1 ball and 1 strike. If he can throw the curve consistently for strikes, nobody's going to hit him, because that pitch just freezes you and makes your knees turn to jelly. In the past, he's thrown that pitch only intermittently for strikes. Piazza sets up outside. Young waits. The 1-1 from Izzy. Swing and a miss at a good fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kevin Young has walked, doubled, and flied to center field, 1 for 2. Ed Sprague, the on-deck batter for Pittsburgh. Good crowd gathered on a Tuesday night here at Shea to see Turn Ahead the Clock night. Mets will be back in traditional garb tomorrow afternoon. Or semi-traditional anyway. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball off Piazza's equipment. Lands between his feet. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Izzy almost had him struck out. Mets have worn so many different uniform combinations. Wearing these futuristic uniforms, you hardly notice. Let's see. They've got the pinstripes. They've got the snow whites. They've got the home black jersey. They've got the road black jersey. They've got the traditional road grays. They wore a turn back the clock road jersey in Tampa Bay. This is now the 7th uniform shirt they've worn this year. The 1-2 pitch, low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Charlie Samuels has quite his job packing all that stuff when the Mets go on the road.
They've got the blue caps, the black and blue caps, the all black caps. They had the turn back the clock caps. They've got 2 different batting practice caps. So this is the 7th cap they've worn this year. 7 uniform shirts, 7 caps. Just like any Major League Baseball team. It's 2-2 to Young. Ground ball hit toward third. Fielded by Ventura to second for 1. Alfonso to first. Close play, but he's safe at first base. Young barely beat the relay. That ball was hit slowly to Ventura, who took a step in to try to grab it before it could take a short hop. Got the force on Giles, but Young hustled and beat the play to first base. So 2 out and a runner at first now, and Ed Sprague will be the batter. Sprague has struck out twice. He was the only man that Hershiser was able to strike out tonight, and he flared a single to center field in the 4th. That helped to lead to a Pittsburgh run. Pirates got a run in the 1st on an Al Martin home run. They scratched out a run in the 4th, and then Martin homered again, leading off here in the 7th. So it's been Al Martin and Chris Benson leading the parade for the Pirates. Izzy's pitch, fastball knee high for a strike to Sprague, 0-1. The Pirates tomorrow will complete an 8-game road trip. It started poorly. They lost both games they played in Chicago and lost their first game in Montreal. Then they took the last 2 from the Expos before losing here last night. So they're 2-4 on the trip. There goes the runner, the 0-1 outside. Piazza will not make a throw. Didn't handle it well. And so Young has a stolen base unmolested, his 16th of the year. So a runner in scoring position for the Pirates. Kevin Young at second with 2 men down. And a 1-1 count to Ed Sprague at the plate. Pirates wearing their futuristic jerseys tonight. Red with the big Buccaneer head on the front. That is one big buck. Here's the 1-1 pitch, low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. A traditional Pirate with the eye patch and the polka dotted kerchief, black and gold. A lot of the teams that have worn the turn ahead the clock jerseys have worn enormous blow-ups of their regular logos. Mets opted for something a little different with the Mercury Mets theme on the front. I think it's a little more subdued, a little more reasonable. The 2-1 pitch to Sprague and foul back this way and just to our left, crashing against the press level. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That Mets uniform is certainly subdued compared to the Pirate uniform.
Yep.
Pirate uniform looks like it ought to be a softball game.
Yeah, we could wear that in the circus and get away with it.
Yep.
Just the enormity of the kerchief on the Pirates' head. And the polka dots are enough to drive you blind. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Sprague, and a curveball bends inside. Big break on that knuckle curve, but he missed with it. Now a full count to Sprague, 3-2. The Pirates' numbers on the backs of their jerseys are in vertical fashion, and Sprague, who wears number 5, well, it doesn't say 5 on his back, it says 0-5. After all, he is the third quadrant sector man, or whatever they're calling it. The 3-2 from Isringhausen and a fly ball foul off to the right out of play. They have kept the theme going here at the ballpark all night long with space-themed music and videos, and I'm trying to remember the way that they've introduced all the positions here tonight. Upper pod and lower pod and third sector.
You have to be a space scientist to enjoy it.
Science fiction freak. 3-2 the count to Sprague. Izzy fires. Ground ball toward the middle. Base hit going into center field. Young around third. It's bobbled by Cedeno in center. His throw to the plate will be far too late. It's an RBI single for Ed Sprague, and now the Pirates have opened up a 4-0 lead. Sprague hit the ball sharply toward the middle of the diamond. Ordonez made a desperate dive, but he came up empty. And when Cedeno bobbled the ball in center field, it cost him any chance he might have had at throwing out Kevin Young at the plate. So 2 runs are home for the Pirates here in the 7th. That run is charged to Oral Hershiser, so the book on him is closed. Oral goes 6 1/3, allows 4 runs and 7 hits. And he's on the hook in a 4-0 game. Sprague on at first with 2 out, and here's Warren Morris. Morris is 1 for 3, doubled his last time up. He's also driven in a run. Left-hand batter, Izzy's pitch, and a fastball low, 1 ball and no strikes. So Isringhausen's faced 2 batters. He got Young to hit into a force play. That's not quite able to turn 2, and that costs them as Young steals second and scores on Sprague's base hit. 4-0 Pittsburgh. Very short lead at first for Sprague as Franco holds him on. The 1-0 pitch and a pop-up behind home plate. Piazza shedding the helmet and the mask under it, makes the catch in foul ground, and that retires the side. Morris is fouled out, but the Pirates scored 2 runs. There were 3 hits and 1 man left. Benson, the number 1 overall pick in the draft in 1996 out of Clemson, has pitched a magnificent game.
He really has some talent.
Robin Ventura leads off in the home 7th inning, and he takes it low 1-0. Benson has allowed just 4 hits over the first 6 innings, and he has not walked anybody. He has thrown all his pitches for strikes. Very impressive. The 1-0 to Ventura, fastball taken high, 2-0. And so it generally goes for rookie pitchers. Benson, over his last 4 starts, had an unsightly 10.53 earned run average. But Benson is turned into a gem so far here tonight. The 2-0 to Ventura, up and away, and now Benson, for the first time in the game, is behind a hitter 3-0. In fact, that is the first 3-ball count that Benson has gone to tonight, and it comes leading off in the bottom of the 7th inning. How rare is that for a rookie, hard-throwing pitcher? The 3-0 to Ventura, that's a call strike, 3-1. Benny Agbayani on deck, and then Roger Cedeno here in the bottom of the 7th. The Pirates have a 4-0 lead. That's a lot of catching up to do against a very tough pitcher tonight. The 3-1 to Ventura, blasted in the air to deep right field. Going back is Brown, back on the track, looking up at the wall. It's out of here! Robin Ventura parks his 19th home run up in the Loge section in right field. And the Mets finally break through against Chris Benson. The Pirates' lead is now 4-1.
Well, that's what happens when you get behind hitters who know how to hit home runs. For the first time, as Gary was pointing out in the game, he went to a 3-ball count. He was working behind. Gary, he didn't want to walk anybody. He made it too good.
He did the right thing. You know, when you have a 4-run lead, you don't mind giving up solo home runs. And he gave up a solo home run to Robin Ventura. Robin now one behind Mike Piazza for the club lead in home runs. He has 19. Here's Benny Agbayani, and he takes a fastball low, 1-0, and that will prompt some warm-up action in the Pirates bullpen. The first sign of weakness all night long from Chris Benson. Agbayani 0 for 2 in the game, and the crowd finally has something to cheer about. The pitch and a high fly ball foul off to the right out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, on Turn Ahead the Clock night, a night with a space-oriented theme, Robin Ventura put one in orbit. He really blasted that one. It finally came down in the Loge section in right field. Now Benson with a 1-1 pitch and a fly ball foul deep down the left field line. Benny got out in front on a breaking ball and hit it down into the corner. A foul ball, 1-2. Wrench 1 wants you to know their grilled chicken sandwiches are made with fresh, never frozen, all white meat chicken breast. That's why it's the best grilled chicken sandwich on earth. Wrench 1, you gotta have one. It has been more than a month since Benny Agbayani hit a home run. June 25th in Atlanta was his last one. The 1-2 pitch, hit off the fist toward the mound, grabbed easily by Benson for the first out. Little jam job right back to the mound, and Benson caught it like a pass receiver going out for a nice soft pass. 1 out and nobody on for Roger Cedeno. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of Sterling Doubleday Enterprises, solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Sterling Doubleday Enterprises. Cedeno 0 for 2. He's tried to bunt his way on and been thrown out, and he has struck out. And he takes a fastball below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. Cedeno now in a 3 for 26 skid that has seen his average drop to 312. Rogers still began the day in the top 10 in the National League in on-base percentage. The 1-0 pitch from Benson. Ground ball hammered to the right side, backing off Morris to play the second hop. Tosses to Young for the second out. So Cedeno is grounded out, and Benson recovering very nicely from the leadoff home run by Ventura. Jammed Agbayani, got the little pop-up to the mound. And now Cedeno, a 2-hopper to second base. And Luis Lopez will come to bat, hitting for Ray Ordonez. Ordonez has been in a deep, deep batting slump that's lasted for more than a month now. And so Lopez will get a turn at bat here as a pinch hitter. Lopez hitting .247 on the year with a homer and 11 RBIs. Playing time has been extraordinarily scarce for Luis Lopez this year. He's had only 81 at-bats. Switch hitter batting left, and he hits one in the air foul down the left field side out of play, 0-1. Well, the Mets began the night just a half game behind the Braves in the National League East. The Mets could easily lose a game in the standings tonight. Braves are now out to a 6-2 lead over the Brewers in Atlanta. Sprague playing at the edge of the grass at third. Benson out of the windup. The 0-1 to Lopez. Fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Chris Benson has not had a complete game this year. He's thrown only 90 pitches, though, working in the seventh inning. And who knows, he's strong enough. He might be able to go 9 tonight. Here's the 0-2 to Lopez. Hammered on the ground to the right side. Another 2-hopper handled by Morris. He tosses to Young, and the Mets are done in the 7th inning. We're going to the 8th inning here at Shea Stadium. Mets are down 4-1. Bobby Valentine has made changes as the Pirates come on to hit in the 8th inning, and up to tell you all about it, here's Bob Murphy.
All right, Gary. Brant Brown had a home run in last night's ball game. Left-hand hitter takes the pitch from Izzy, high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Benny Agbayani is now playing left field. Melvin Mora is playing center, and Roger Cedeno is in right field. Luis Lopez is now shortstop. And a swing and a foul tip, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I would have to figure that Ricky Henderson, who has been under the weather the last few days, is probably ailing again.
Yeah, he's had the flu. He leaves a 4-1 ball game with the Pirates in front. Isringhausen around with the arm. Fastball is high, 2-1. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by New York City Off-Track Betting. At OTB, we've got your number, 1-800-OTB-8118. High fly ball hit deep to right field, way back, and there it goes. Home run for Brett Brown. Brown, who hit one in last night's game, hit a tremendous shot to right center field. That will be his 10th home run of the year. And now the Pirates have a 5-1 lead.
That ball hit off the bottom of the out-of-town scoreboard above the advertising signs on the right field scoreboard. That was a real blast by Brent Brown.
So that's his 10th home run of the year. That was a major league homer in every respect. And the pitch on the way to the veteran catcher, Joe Oliver, is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Pirates have been going through a stretch of games in which they hit practically no home runs. But now they have that home run swing going once again. Al Martin has homered twice tonight. Now Brent Brown has hit one. So the Pirates have a 5-1 lead in the 8th inning. Second hit allowed by Jason Isringhausen. And a pop foul coming back into the crowd out of play.
I believe that's the first home run here at Shea this year that has hit the scoreboard above the advertising. That's how well that ball was hit.
When you hit above the advertising, you have really hit a mountain of a shot. They'll probably give us an estimated distance on it before very long. Third Pirate home run of the game. And a half-swing foul ball coming back out of play. On the scoreboard, Mark McGwire hit his 37th home run today. He now leads the major leagues. But San Francisco won the game 2-1. Kirk Reeder won, and Kent Bottenfield was the loser. High pop foul behind home plate. Hurrying back, Mike Piazza may have a play. Nope. It lands on the screen. The Cubs defeated Montreal tonight at Olympic Stadium 4-2. Terry Mulholland won it. Dustin Hermanson lost it. A home run by Glenn Allen Hill. Florida scored 6 runs in the first inning tonight at the Bent. And at the end of 7, the Florida Marlins lead the Phillies 6-2. Alex Fernandez pitching for the Marlins. Now the 1-2 delivery. And that's it high in the air to right field. Should be fairly easy. Cedeno gliding over. He's under it. Makes the grab. That retires Joe Oliver. And now Chris Benson is scheduled to bat. And he will take the turn at bat. Benson, as a hitter tonight, is 0 for 3. The Atlanta Braves are leading Milwaukee 6-2. That game is in the 7th inning. Kevin Millwood going for his 12th win. Hideo Nomo apparently will take his 3rd loss of the year. Swing on a miss, strike 1. Andrew Jones, Brett Boone, and Randall Simon have all hit home runs for Atlanta. If this scores continue this way, the Mets will be a game and a half back. Houston and Colorado delayed by rain. High pop-up back behind first base. Getting under it is Matt Franco, and Franco makes the catch. It was caught astride into foul territory. That retires Chris Benson. So 2 outs and nobody on. 5-1, the Pirates have the lead. The Reds play at Dodger Stadium tonight. Brett Tomko against Chan Ho Park. The Yankees have a 4-2 lead over the White Sox after 5 innings at Comiskey Park. Orlando Hernandez pitching against James Baldwin. Maglio Ordonez has 2 home runs in the game. Cleveland routing Detroit 13-3. They go to the 8th inning in Cleveland. Charles Nagy looking for his 12th win. Now the pitch, a line drive hit hard to short and caught. So Martin hit one right on the nose to the shortstop to retire the side. 24-year-old Chris Benson has just been outstanding. He has allowed 1 run and 5 hits. He's bidding for his 8th win of the year. McRae standing in against this hard-throwing right-hander. Fastball knee high for a strike call. We mentioned the Yankees lead the White Sox 4-2 at the end of 5. 13-3, Cleveland over Detroit after 7 innings. And a swing and a miss by Brian McRae, strike 2. The Red Sox lead Toronto 9-7. That game now is at the last of the 7th inning. Only one home run of the game. It was by Willie Green. Brett Saberhagen started for the Red Sox. Low and outside to Brian McRae. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brian hitting only .223. He's been losing some playing time of late because of the batting slump. Count 1-2 on Brian McRae. And a curve is over, strike 3 called. Oh, what a great looking curveball by Chris Benson. That is his 4th strikeout.
6, Melvin Mora.
1 out and nobody on. Melvin Mora comes up for the first time. Mora is playing center field. He came in the game when Ricky Henderson came out. We haven't had a medical report on Ricky, but he perhaps is not feeling well with the flu again. Melvin Mora, a right-hand batter. Mora batting just .095. Melvin has had 2 hits in 21 times at bat. He takes a fastball for a strike called on the outside corner. Red Sox are leading Toronto 9-7 after 6.5 innings. And the pitch on the way. He runs up, tries to bunt his way on. Bunts the ball foul, no play. Anaheim leads Tampa Bay 10-4. They're now in the last of the 8th inning. Anaheim trying to stop an 11-game losing streak. The Texas Rangers lead Baltimore 7-3 at the end of 6. Aaron Seeley started against Mike Mussina. Albert Bell has home run number 25. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Melvin Mora has been struck out. And Chris Benson's just getting better as the game goes on.
You know, a lot of Met fans might not have known Chris Benson's name before this night, but this is a guy you're going to see many years to come. He's going to be a star pitcher in this league for a long time.
He was a number 1 draft pick in the entire country. He was signed out of Clemson College. A youngster from Georgia, really looks like he can pitch. 2 outs and nobody on. Edgardo Alfonso is the batter. And a foul ball back off the screen, no play. Seattle leads Kansas City 4-0 at the end of 4. And it's Oakland 2, Minnesota 0 at the end of 5.5 innings. That ball game is in Minnesota. Right here, the Mets are trailing 5-1. Their 6-game winning streak very much in jeopardy. Joe Oliver setting a target for Chris Benson. And a fly ball to the air, pretty well hit to right field. On the run, going back, Adrian Brown. It's over his head. Rounding first on his way to second base is Edgardo Alfonso, and Fonzie has another double. He's now 2 for 4 this evening. Edgardo Alfonso. That's his 29th double of the year. He came into the game hitting at .317. 3rd in the league in multiple base hits. He just has added another multiple hit game. Terrific hitting on the part of Edgardo Alfonso. Fonzie now has 42 multi-hit games. Sean Casey at Cincinnati is the leader with 43. Another big night for Edgardo Alfonso. And the pitch on the way to Matt Franco. Matt has 1 for 3. Is taken high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. With 2 base hits this evening, Edgardo Alfonso has 128 hits on the year. Is he having a year or is he having a year? Foul ball back on the screen, no play. 1-1 now to Matt Franco. Mike Piazza is the on-deck batter. Mets trying to get something going here in the late innings. We're playing now the last half of the 8th inning. Benson is 6'4", and he throws his fastball in the mid-90s. He also has a good curveball, good slider. Benson checks the runner at second. And the pitch on the way. Ground ball right side of the infield, right at the second baseman, Morris. He'll throw on to first, and the side has been retired. Abraham Nunez, the shortstop, will be leading off against Pat Mahomes as we go to the 9th inning. Pittsburgh 5 runs, 9 hits. New York 1 run and 6 hits. Pirates threatening to stop the winning streak of the New York Mets. And Nunez takes the pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And with only 104 pitches under his belt, it looks like Chris Benson will get the chance to go the distance.
He has really been impressive. Low inside, Pat Mahomes missing with a slider, 2 balls and no strikes.
It would be Benson's first career complete game if he can pull it off. He's just been great.
The Pirates have 4 complete games so far this year. And the fastball is high. Mahomes falls behind the hitter. 3 balls and no strikes.
Jason Schmidt just had a complete game 2 days ago in Montreal.
Mets are still looking for their first complete game. And a breaking ball inside low. Mahomes has walked the first batter he faces.
24, Brian Giles.
Jason Isringhausen pitched an inning and 2/3 in relief. Allowed 1 run and 2 hits. Walked none and struck out none. The pitchers of record are the starting pitchers of the game, Chris Benson and Oral Hershiser. Oral was hurt by the home run ball in the game tonight. Al Martin has hit 2, and Brant Brown has hit 1. Brown homered off Jason Isringhausen. Throw to first is not in time, the runner diving back. Remember, the game tomorrow is an early game. 12:10. Kenny Rogers makes his debut with the New York Mets. Todd Ritchie, a 9-game winner, will be pitching for the Pirates. And Mahomes is having trouble throwing strikes. He misses low, 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, I look at Brian Giles, a stocky, power-hitting left-hand batter. Every time I hear the name Brian Giles, I think of a little second baseman who used to play for the New York Mets.
Yeah, that's true. I do too. Brian Giles has 1 for 4 this evening. And a fastball in for a call strike. Giles a pretty good hitter. He's batting at .307 and has power, 21 home runs and 66 RBIs. So Mahomes working from the stretch with a runner on first base. And the pitch on the way hit foul. He jammed him and it's whacked foul. Coming back up into the mezzanine section, out of play.
Talking to Steve Phillips tonight. Steve is still in search of another relief pitcher. Mets found out today that John Franco is not going to be back anytime soon. John saw the doctor today. The doctor told him to wear the splint on his finger for at least 3 more weeks.
The bullpen has not been nearly as strong since they lost John Franco. Now the fastball is high. It's held up all right, Gary, but it doesn't have the same tone that it had before.
Well, the biggest problem you've got is that Benitez, Wendell, and Cook are getting an extraordinary amount of work, and you wonder at that level of work whether they can hold up for the full season.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Look out. And he's hit by a pitch ball. Brian Giles hit by the pitch. Now Mahomes is getting into serious trouble here.
Not only did Giles get hit, on the ricochet, Mike Piazza got hit, and Mike is struggling a little bit.
We pause for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Yankees lead the White Sox 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Bernie Williams and Tino Martinez have each scored and driven in a run. Listen to Imus in the morning tomorrow from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on WFAN New York.
Bob Murphy with Gary Cohen. We're here at Shea. The Atlanta Braves are blowing away at the Milwaukee Brewers now. The Braves lead 10-2 in the 9th inning. And if the Mets lose here to the Pirates, the Mets will be a game and a half behind Atlanta. You can't win every day, and the Mets had won 6 in a row and 12 out of their last 15. Now the hitter will be the cleanup batter and first baseman Kevin Young. Kevin has a double in 3 times at bat. He also has drawn a walk. Kevin Young hitting at .316. And he has home run power. Foul ball, that's back into the mezzanine section, out of play. Good crowd gathered here tonight at Shea Stadium for the turn the clock ahead game. Pat Mahomes gets into instant trouble by walking the first batter he faces, and then he hit Brian Giles with a pitch. Fastball strike called in the inside corner. So a 2-strike count on Kevin Young.
This turn ahead the clock game is supposed to simulate conditions in the year 2021. Off a small sample tonight, I guess 2021 isn't going to be a very good year for the Mets.
No, it would not be. And a foul ball on the ground coming straight back. Tomorrow, Kenny Rogers starts his first game for the New York Mets. Be exciting to watch Kenny in action. We wish him well and hope he pitches a strong ball game.
I know he's excited.
Yeah, he is. He's looking forward to it. The runners are going. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Abraham Nunez on second base was on his way to third, but the pitch was pulled foul. So the count holding is strike 2 on Kevin Young. Nothing going in the New York Mets bullpen, so Bobby is counting on Mahomes to work his way out of this inning without further scoring. Mets trail by 4 runs. They're down 5-1 with the Pirates batting in the 9th inning. The 2-strike pitch. Fly ball hit in the air to fairly deep center field, but playable. Coming over Cedeno in right center. Roger makes the catch, and now 1 man away.
5, Ed Sprague.
Roger played center field most of this game, but he's in right field now with Melvin Mora playing in center. Benny Agbayani had been in right field. He moved over to left. That was when Ricky Henderson came out of the game. Now Ed Sprague, the number 5 batter, standing in. Sprague has 2 hits in 4 times at bat. He was the Pirates representative at the All-Star game at Fenway Park. And Sprague is just over 300, batting at .301. Edgardo Alfonso and Luis Lopez are set up looking for a double play. And Pat Mahomes deals. Popped up into shallow right field. Going back is Alfonso. He'll be under it. Makes the catch as they invoke the infield fly rule. Now 2 men away.
30, Warren Morris.
In the 9th inning, the Mets will have Mike Piazza, Robin Ventura, and Benny Agbayani coming to bat. They'll come to bat trailing by at least 4 runs. Here's Warren Morris, the very impressive rookie second baseman. He is going to be in the hunt for National League Rookie of the Year. You know, the Pirates have never had a Rookie of the Year. Warren Morris might get that this year. Left-hand hitter, former LSU star. Good fastball by Pat Mahomes for a call strike.
For a long time, it was hard for any team but the Dodgers to have a Rookie of the Year in the National League.
What have they won? About 7 at least, I think.
They had 2 stretches of 4 consecutive Rookies of the Year.
Mahomes deals to the plate. Ground ball past the pitcher. Fielded by Lopez. The throw on the run got him, and the inning is over. Now the last of the 9th inning, and the Mets are down by 4 runs to this rookie right-hander, Chris Benson, who was signed out of Clemson College. Made it to the major leagues in his 3rd year. He was a number 1 choice in the entire country. Well, the Anaheim Angels have ended their 11-game losing streak. They win tonight against Tampa Bay 10-5. Must be such a good feeling when you get rid of an 11-game losing streak. Mike Piazza 0 for 3 this evening. Leads off the last half of the 9th inning. Bucks have a 5-1 lead. Benson winding. And a strike called on the inside corner.
Bob, I believe the last time an opposing pitcher took a complete game into the 9th inning here at Shea was Curt Schilling back in May.
And the Mets had a dramatic victory that evening.
Came from 4 runs down in the 9th to beat Schilling 5-4.
That's one of the great comebacks in Mets baseball history. High foul pop. That'll be back into the stands and out of play. Did we ever get an attendance figure?
Not yet. I'll guarantee you, though, if the Mets get close against Chris Benson, he's going to be out of the game, unlike Curt Schilling, who stayed on to the bitter end in that game back in May.
Well, not many pitchers have the respect of a Curt Schilling. That's why Curt Schilling was still in there and in a position to lose it. And a hard fastball off the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anybody else but Curt Schilling would have been out of that game.
Yep, probably the only pitcher in baseball who would have been into the bitter end.
Yeah, because he's known for his durability. Not only as a good pitcher, but known to complete games that he starts. Pitching 1-2. Reached for and popped up foul into the stands down the right field line. We're playing in the last of the 9th inning now. It's Shea. And the Pirates closing in on ending the Mets' 6-game winning streak. Since the 6th of June, the Mets have won 33 and lost only 13, the best record in baseball. And the pitch on the way, swung and hit foul down the right field line. The 6th of June was a Sunday at Yankee Stadium. The Mets had an 8-game losing streak going. Al Leiter took the mound, and the Mets beat the Yankees and stopped their 8-game losing streak. And since that point, they're 33-13.
Mets indeed found June 6th to be D-Day.
It was.
And they turned it around, didn't they?
Now they started this evening only a half game behind Atlanta. But the Braves are going to beat Hideo Nomo this evening. That game is not over yet. Outside to Mike Piazza, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I thought Hideo Nomo, who has been pitching so well, might be able to beat the Atlanta Braves tonight and Kevin Millwood. But the Braves have a big 10-2 lead in the 8th inning. And Benson, the right-hander, deals broken bat ground ball foul down the third baseline. The bat actually went further than the ball.
The barrel of the bat wound up all the way back in the stands, past the photo box, about 10 rows up into the crowd. You almost never see a piece of bat go that far.
And the ball went in foul territory on the ground and not very far. But the bat really went a long way. So the count is 2-2 as Mike Piazza gets a new bat to swing with. Tomorrow a day game, first pitch at 12:10. Kenny Rogers takes the mound for the New York Mets. Chris Benson, the rookie, trying for his first ever complete game in the big leagues. Foul ball, straight back, no play.
Chris Majkowski informs us that one other opposing starter had a complete game going into the 9th since Schilling. That was July 3rd. Kevin Millwood started the 9th there at Shea and then came out after one batter.
Chris comes up with good information.
He's the best.
Yes, he is. And we are appreciative. 2-2 delivery. Line drive. Caught! Oh, what a leap by Nunez. The little shortstop went high in the air and flagged down the line drive hit by Mike Piazza. 1 man away in the last half of the 9th inning. 36,337. The paid crowd. This is a real good Tuesday night crowd. 36,337. Now the pitch on the way to Robin Ventura, and he catches the inside corner for a call strike. What a performance here by Chris Benson. He has not walked a batter. He has struck out 5. He has allowed 1 run and 6 base hits. Fastball taken, 1 ball, 1 strike. Anytime you can throw 95 miles an hour and not walk anybody along the way, you're going to do very well.
And he is still throwing hard here in the 9th inning.
Yes, he is. Ventura waiting. Towering infield pop-up. Who's going to get it? Ed Sprague, the third baseman, between the mound and third base is there, and he makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 set aside in the last of the 9th inning. And Benny Agbayani will be coming up. The only run in this game off Chris Benson, a home run by Robin Ventura, his 19th home run of the year. The Pirates took the lead in the very first inning, so they have led all night long. Now here's Benny Agbayani. Benny has not had the ball out of the infield this evening. Pirates have hit 2 home runs. The Mets have hit only 1. And the pitch on the way to Agbayani, swung on and missed, strike 1. Todd Ritchie is the pitcher tomorrow for the Pirates, and he's having quite a year. He's won 9 while losing 7. Kenny Rogers was 5-3 at Oakland. Curveball in, strike called. Now he's 1 strike away. Chris Benson with a 2-strike count on Benny Agbayani. We are playing the last of the 9th inning. Here comes the 2-strike pitch from Benson. Breaking ball in the dirt. He wouldn't chase it. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. This young man should be around collecting victories in the National League for a lot of years. He made it to the big leagues in just his 3rd season. Waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball foul down the third baseline, handled by Cookie Rojas.
Chris Benson is going to want to know if he can keep this shirt and wear it the next time he pitches.
Maybe it's a good luck token. Huh?
This may be his best game in the big leagues.
You think the Pirates will take those shirts home?
I don't know what they're going to do with those.
I don't either. I don't have the slightest idea.
I might want to start a bonfire.
It would work. Benny Agbayani cocks the bat. High pop fly into shallow right field. The game should be over. Warren Morris under it. Makes the catch, and the game is over. And a brilliant pitching performance by a 24-year-old rookie right-hander by the name of Chris Benson. The Mets are down 1-2-3 in the last half of the ninth inning. Final score, the Pirates 5 and the Mets 1.